Hi, I'm Grandma Judy. I am 78 years old. And the last 2 years, I've been single. My husband passed away. At first, I was confused. I didn't know what to do. I was sad. And then, I wasn't. I decided, well, there were things I had to do, and so I just got off my tushy and started doing them. I had a small homestead. Off-grid with over 20 acres, and I had goats and geese and chickens and dogs and cats, and everything had to be taken care of. And without my husband there, and he hadn't been any physical help for some years. He had dementia really bad. So all of a sudden I had actual time on my hands, and I could walk out of the house, which was really different, because I couldn't do that for years, because you just can't leave them alone for a second. I'll tell you, they'll get into something. But now I can go and do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can have friends. We can go to lunch. I can go on little mini trips, and I do. I've been on a couple. I went to OMSI last year on, it was a rock and mineral, and I took wire wrap and learned how to take a stone and cut it into slabs, and then take the slabs and turn it into these lovely little cabochons. And that was a lot of fun. I thought, oh, I'll never be able to do that. I took all these tools. Guess what? I can. I did. And it was a lot of fun, like I said. So, and I met wonderful people, and OMSI supplied, I rented a cabin. They supplied a chef for 3 meals a day. Wonderful. They had showers and bathrooms and all the equipment there. Lots of people to explain what was going on, and very, very nice. Everybody was so pleasant. And there were more people my age than there was younger people, so that was kind of great too for me. And so I so enjoyed that, so I will probably go back this year. But besides for the wire wrap and doing all of that, I did a lot of hiking and stuff that I normally hadn't had the opportunity to do before. But now I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I found out I actually like to go hiking. So I do. This year I'm going to be doing, I joined the Rock and Mineral Club here in our area out of Yakima, Washington. And they have several rock hounding trips planned, and I'm going to go on a couple of those. And I'm thinking I might even do the gold mining thing. Now that one I have to stay for like 5 days, and it's a camp out thing. I think it'd be worth it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I used to go gold mining with my family. It was a lot of fun, but I was the one that kept the camp and cooked and did all the work. Everybody else went out and played. So this time I can go out and play, because I'll be paying somebody else to take care of the camp stuff. I don't have to. I think it works. I'm all for paying for help. I never did in the past because, well, I had 5 kids and a husband. Well, then I had no kids and a disabled husband. Because believe me, the kids disappear when your spouse becomes with dementia. It's sad for them. They don't know how to quite cope with it. And they lose the person with dementia tends to lose their temper a lot and get real aggressive. And so don't depend on your family for that end of it. But now that I'm on my own, I get lots of invites from my family to come spend the weekend. We're going out to the coast. We're going to go do this. We're going to go. And I had a brand new great-grandbaby born last week. Went over and visited with her and with the baby, and it was wonderful. Had so much fun. But those were things that I couldn't do for years with my husband, because you just never knew what he was going to do. And having him alone in the car with you was scary. So now I have the opportunity to have fun and do all the things I wanted to do. And I do them. Like I said, at first I was all, oh, what am I going to do? I'm old. I don't know. Now I'm like, yahoo! I'm old and I can do as I please. And I do. I go travel. I can go to the coast. I can go out and I can go rock hounding with my girlfriends. We can have fun. We can do anything we want. We can go to lunch. We can go to breakfast and be sitting around the table so long that we're into lunch. It is just a lot of fun. And things that I didn't have the opportunity to do before. And now I do. And so I do. Now, there's some practical things you have to know when your spouse passes. Number one, call Social Security right away. Otherwise, you can end up with a big toboggan with that. And in most cases, like mine, my husband's Social Security was higher than mine. So I got a survivor benefit tagged onto my Social Security, which helped because I had to give his last month of his Social Security back, of course. So, but Social Security was more than helpful, got everything done for me, and my local bank. They have been wonderful. I went in and actually before my husband's passing, I had gone down to them and we had set up things like the car insurance and the property insurance and all this other stuff, automatic bill pay. And they set it all up for me and I didn't have to worry about it anymore. That was a big help. And they set it up according to when my income comes in on my Social Security. So that was even better. So I didn't have to worry about being overdrawn or something. If they did it on the 1st when I didn't get paid on my Social Security until the 16th. So that worked. But there are a lot of little things you can do to make your life easier. But the big thing you can do is get up and go. Have some fun. I've got my shed that I'm sitting in right now. I had put in. Now, I moved in with my daughter, and she's a real neatnik, and I'm not. And I do a lot of crafts. I like to paint. I like to play on the computer. I have a small aquaponics setup that I do, which is growing greens with fish instead of chemicals in the water. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And the greens taste way better than with the chemicals. So that works for me too. And everything is set up on timers and things so that like the aquaponics, I can leave for a week and not have to worry about it. It just keeps growing. The worst that happens is it's a little overgrown when I get back. Okay. But having fun is really important. I think that this is my last hurrah. Like I said, I'm 78. I'm in good health. Now, I did take a fall over at my daughter's house the other day. Turns out her porch light was out, and I was going to run out to my car, and I stepped wrong off the porch and went flying out there, landed on my left side, got my arm. It's okay. I mean, it's going to be in a cast for, 12 weeks? But it'll come off just in time for me to go gold mining. So that's okay. Now, I did sell my place, the homestead. I was off-grid for, like I said, over 20 years. And that's no big deal. I had solar and wind, and the well was on solar, and I didn't have to worry about anything, really. But maintaining the property was difficult. Fences need doing, animals have to be fed twice a day, water freezes, you've got to be able to take care of that. There's just so much to do all the time, and I didn't want to have to work that hard anymore. So my daughter and I talked it over, and I moved in with her with the agreement that I could put in my shed so that I could be by myself and do my own thing. I live in the house, as in I sleep and eat there, But I spend almost all my time out here. It's a lot of fun. Normally I'd be doing some wire wrap and or painting, but I don't know what to do with this thing. So far, I thought I'd just make some new YouTube videos, just for the fun of it. But I do want to say that being older and single isn't bad at all. I can go out and play with my girlfriends anytime I want to. Now, we do get some interest from some of the single older men, but I think they're just looking for a caregiver. So I stay real clear of that. Yeah, done that. Not going to do that again. But I have so much fun, and I can travel and do whatever I want. Oh, and I got rid of all my old cars because they were all 80s and 90s. You know, the old 2 old pickup trucks and the old Subaru died, and so I called a friend. And I said, "What do I do with it?" And he goes, "Take all your stuff out of it. I know a guy that'll take it for free if you've got a clear title," which I did. And he said, "Okay." Guy came up, made sure all my glove compartment was out, my tools were out of the vehicle and stuff, and I signed off the title, and he hauled it off, and I didn't have to pay for anything, and he ended up with spare parts for whatever his next project was. Sounded like a good plan to me. And I had a neighbor that used to come over and help me all the time, even that last few years when my husband was so sick. So I gave him the old pickup truck because he could use it. And it was running just fine. It was too big. It was a big ass Ford, and I'm only 5 foot. And so I would be looking between the steering wheel, trying to look out the window and on a pillow, and my toes barely touching the pedals. So I was glad to give him that as a thank you for all the help he was for me. So that was nice. I got rid of that one. And then I just called and got rid of all the other vehicles, and I bought myself a little Mazda. I know, it's really small. I'm not used to anything that small, but it's so easy to drive. It's wonderful. It's easy on gas. It's easy to drive. I have a wonderful time with it. So yay for that. And it's still under warranty. And I think I'll probably get that car shield thing for it because, what do I know about taking care of a vehicle? You change the oil regular is about the only thing I know. Changing the oil and watching the tires. Everything else, somebody else needs to be doing because I don't really know much about it. But I've got sons and son-in-laws that'll take care of that stuff for me, so I'm not too worried. Well, I've been rambling on now, but I do want you to know that being single is not a horrible thing. I'm actually enjoying myself. I can go on trips. I can go see my kids wherever I want, whenever I want, or I can go to the coast and just play by myself, get a girlfriend and I to go on a camping trip, take classes, do anything I want to do. It makes such a big difference not having somebody to have to take care of. And the majority of women my age, when they find themselves single, it's because we've been the caregiver for somebody else for some time, like in my case, for 10 years. And that can be really hard on both the body and the mind. So enjoy being free. Enjoy getting up, because my motto now is get up and go. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to be posting films on where I get up and go to. Right after I get this thing taken off, probably. I will probably do any camping until this is gone. But you never know. I might. Thank you so much. This is bye-bye from Grandma Judy. Oh, would you please subscribe and like? That would be really important. And send me those little messages. I enjoy answering those every night. Bye-bye.